basically about 24 hours into my 30-day fast. And I have the life fasting app set to 720 hours. My target is March 8th, Tuesday at 8 a.m. when I'll break the fast. So looks like I'm in pretty moderate to heavy ketosis. I took a picture on my phone earlier, but in case you want to see it, this is one of those ketone test strips. This one works pretty well. It's a generic brand. I think I got it from CVS or something. And it's detecting my urine, ketones in my urine. A little bit hungry yesterday, around afternoon or so, when I was like watching like YouTube videos for no reason. And I was reading this book, and it was like by Ernest Hemingway, but he kept talking about food and how he loves the food in Paris or something. He kept talking about like oysters and bread and stuff, and that made me really hungry. I thought I only had to be careful about like watching food porn videos on YouTube and like food cooking shows and stuff, but I guess like reading about food also makes me hungry. So I was definitely hungry yesterday, but I'm not so hungry today. I drank a little bit of matcha green tea early in the morning as I was meditating. And it's usually day 2 or day 3 when ghrelin levels they go up really high. So there's those hunger pangs. One thing I was thinking about is that I need to be careful about like social activities, because when I'm around people, I feel like I'm always around food as well. I'm sure you might agree. Like if you go to a party or like if you go to the office, there's always free food in the office, or even if you go to church or something, there's always free food around. Everybody offering you food. So there's a bit of peer pressure in that way. And I don't want to have to constantly explain that I'm on this crazy fast. Dr. Fung also mentioned in his book that people are not going to be very receptive or supportive if you try to do something like this. I don't think it's always a good idea to just like announce to the whole world that you're doing a very long extended fast. They might try to like discourage you, like interrupt you. They're like, why are you doing that? So, and that's all nonsense that I don't need at this point. I just want to focus, be disciplined, and every day, just like Will Smith said, just every day, like just like building a wall, but every day is just like laying another brick, and all I need to focus on is to laying that brick as perfectly as possible for that day. As long as I do that 30 times, I will be done with this fast. Day 2, man, it was kind of rough. So every morning when I wake up, it's probably like everything's fine. Like I don't feel hungry like right after I wake up, or pretty much all the way through like noon. The like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., it's all good. But in the afternoon, I don't know why, there's a big hunger pain. And yesterday I was like fantasizing about eating like all these carbs and bread and stuff. And I really want to eat some carbs kind of thing. And I still have a long way to go, but 2 days is still good. I definitely feel like I'm in ketosis because it feels a little bit more difficult to move my muscles in general. I was taking a walk yesterday in the park, and I'm not exactly keto adapted because I was eating a lot of carbs for the past 6-7 months. So I'm proud of the 48 hours already, and it feels good. I mean, I feel like I can focus. I've been doing some good work otherwise, just like productivity wise, and my hair is growing out of control. I need a haircut, I guess. But yeah, I'm just gonna go into the office. I'm a little bit worried because there's always a lot of like free food in the office, but I'm just gonna like stay away from those a while. And usually lunchtime in the office is a fun occasion, so I'm a little sad that I'm gonna be missing out on that for the next 28, 29 days. All right, I gotta go to work. Bye, guys. 60 hours in. I'm very hungry. I think I'm still feeling, the hunger pangs. Those haven't gone away yet. I just remember from my previous extended fast that after day 3 is when it gets easier. So when I get through this hurdle and tomorrow's hurdle, hopefully it'll get easier around the end of the week. I'm not exactly fantasizing like yesterday, but I guess it's always getting tough. It's 6 p.m. now, and it feels pretty tough. I'll eat everything if I just let myself. So I'm gonna have to ride this out. It's pretty tough. I'm also feeling slightly depressed. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's my brain and like the dopamine trying to align itself again, trying to rebalance itself because I've been eating a lot. It's that dopamine fast coming in as well as the actual food fast. So I guess I did mention in my last videos too that dopamine fast is not just fasting from food, but your brain's not getting that dopamine from eating, so it's kind of going crazy and trying to calibrate itself, and yeah, I hope I get through this period. Almost 72 hours in, and the sleep schedule is already changing drastically, so it's pretty interesting. So it's like 4 o'clock now. So I'm weirdly sleepy, feeling like I could sleep more, but I can't fall asleep for some reason. I'm also alert at the same time. So I think a lot of Muslim people during Ramadan complain about this too, like get up like super early, or like they are super alert in the morning because fasting keeps you awake. But it does feel cleansing. I feel a little more calm. I feel like my brain feels a little lighter for some reason, so that's good. I get a lot of good work done and good writing done, so that's good news. Apparently, Hemingway also said that when you're hungry, you actually write better because all your perceptions are a little more sharper. That's what he said in his book, but which is pretty interesting and coincidentally kind of fitting. In the mornings, I definitely don't feel hungry. I might get more hunger pangs later, but after day three is when I experience a big loss in hunger. So I'm looking forward to that, so I don't have to be obsessed with eating so much. Day four, I'm feeling a lot better, as you can tell from my voice. 96 hours in, I was struggling those first 3 days as I imagined. So this is my urine test strip. Sorry if it's a little nasty. It is my urine after all. But if you can see, it's sorry, I can't speak. It's basically large amounts of ketones detected in my excess ketones through my urine, which I'm happy about. And now I can rest, well, not rest, but feel good about fasting for the rest of the period. So once you get over that hurdle, it does become easier. And hopefully today will be much easier than the last 3 days. Because to be honest with you, I'm not hungry at all. So that's good news. And I'm just drinking a lot of water, some infused water with lemon and cucumber as well, and Himalayan salt, a pinch of it whenever I feel kind of depleted of electrolytes. So hopefully those help. And yeah, I feel great. One thing I did notice is that my perceptions, I did mention before that like other perceptions do become sharper. I don't know how to explain it, but when I drink tea, matcha tea in the morning, that I think that like really I can feel like things changing and making me calmer and more alert. And when I drink sleep tea at night, like lavender or chamomile or valerian root, whatever you can buy store-bought tea that helps with sleep, it didn't work for me for the past few months. And yesterday I drank a little bit of that, and then boom, I passed out like a dead person. So I imagine that is somehow related to like my perceptions and like my body responding much more sharply to the ingredients in the tea. Perhaps it's my hypothesis, but like other things are becoming much more like effective on me in my body, which I think is good. I can focus better, and when I'm like even talking to people, like something simple as talking to a friend, it gives me so much joy and motivation to do that, because otherwise I'm just at home like starving myself and feeling terrible. But when I go outside and just talk to a coworker or just a friend or even a neighbor, it just like gives me a jolt of enjoyment. And I imagine that might be related to kind of this food fast helping with the dopamine fast. As I mentioned before, as I'm not getting my dopamine from food anymore, my brain might be searching for other ways, and when it does happen, it gives me that incredible enjoyment, a feeling of enjoyment and reward, which is a hypothesis again, but I've experienced it before in the 21 days fast, how it cleansed me mentally. So I hope to keep maintaining this. One bad news is that I'm watching a lot of food videos. I'm not sure if it's bad news, but somehow I'm getting this inspiration to learn how to cook better. I thought I was a good cook until I saw these like amazing cooks on YouTube. I'm vegan, so I'm following this person called Rainbow Plant Life. I think her name is Nisha. She's incredible. I don't know how she does half the things that she cooks. It looks amazing, and I just want to try everything, like her curries and dals and the desserts. It looks amazing. Apparently, my immune generation is starting. My body is breaking down old immune cells and generating new ones. My insulin level has dropped to its lowest, and autophagy and all of that. And I'm not sure if you could tell from my skin, it looks great. Probably from all the HGH secretion. I don't do moisturizer, I don't do any of the stuff, and it's going fine. So I'm happy about that. I don't feel hungry at all. And I don't feel as like tired as the first few days. The first few days when you're adapting to ketosis is really hard. I forgot how hard it was, and I almost gave up. But now, like, I don't think about food. Even when I went to the office yesterday, I didn't have any food cravings, even though there was a lot of food in the office. I am drinking, matcha tea in the morning, and sometimes various kinds of, 0-calorie teas, which I think helps. They also have nutrients in them, so I think it'll help me prevent me from passing out or maybe possibly dying. So I am taking Himalayan salt every morning or whenever I feel a little bit off. So like after a walk or something, I can exercise, light exercise. So I'm like struggling, like fighting with time. It's like a race against time. It's weird. Like I want the time to pass by quick so I can eat and enjoy food again. Although I don't feel hungry anymore. Obviously because of food cravings and stuff, I've been looking up a lot of cooking recipes on YouTube just so that I know how to cook better once this very long fast is over. So I'm really excited and looking forward to making those delicious dishes that I see on YouTube. Because when I looked back to what I did last year in 2021, after I finished the 21-day fast, I did cook a lot. Like I was experimenting a lot. I was having a lot of fun for maybe like 3 to 4 months after the fast was over. So I thought I was doing great. And then come like October, November, December, I started to kind of lose my discipline around that. You know how they say it's good things are very hard to get and bad things are very easy to get. So it was very easy for me to spiral back into the habit of binging on delivery food, takeout food, ordering seamless DoorDash all the time, eating cakes for no reason, croissants, whatever. And I got fat again. So this time around, I think learning how to cook healthy homemade meals, healthy snacks. I actually did cook some foods that I can eat after the fast. So I can't cook too much because they are going to go bad if I'm not going to eat for another like 3 weeks. So I made some preserved foods such as kimchi, which I love, vegan kimchi. It will be done and not too overdone by the time I finish this fast. I'm also going to make some preserved lemon peels, which Anisha talked about in Rainbow Plant Life. They look amazing. Apparently it's very common in Moroccan and North African cuisine. And really, it looks great. So I'm going to try to make those maybe like tomorrow or something. Anyways, I am glad that my dopamine levels are coming back. Evolutionarily, you become sharper in order to find and hunt for food, and like smell food, and like hearing gets better, perhaps. That's one of the theories, and I think I kind of agree with that. And dopamine-wise, I think that dopamine that is not getting released, and the brain is basically telling you to find other sources of kind of joy and reward. So I think that's great, and while it's resetting itself, even after the fast is over, and you're being careful with that, I think you can maintain that momentum of dopamine sensitivity and really help all other parts of your life. Like once you have the dopamine sensitivity, you can motivate yourself to do difficult things, learn difficult cooking recipes, challenge yourself to difficult projects, work out more, socialize more, develop yourself more, and etc. It's just one theory, but I think it did happen before, and I think it's happening again slowly now on my day 6. So I think it's one of the ways that fasting can cleanse you mentally. Day 7, I'm very happy. I don't know why. I'm just happy that time is passing by, so I can eat again. I made a lot of like kimchi and preserved food. I think I mentioned it, and that's been taking up my time. It really is a battle against time, and especially in the beginning, all you're thinking about is the next time you can eat. So I'm glad that I'm kind of over that hurdle, but I am looking forward to tasting some of the dishes in 4 weeks or so, because I put a lot of work into them. One thing that I realized is that my sleep schedule is better. My sleep schedule was all over the place when I was just eating all the time, and especially snacking at night at like 8. But now I go to sleep pretty promptly, and then wake up around the same time, which is good. I feel a lot of more joy in simple things like taking a walk, taking care of my cats, taking care of my plants, and just like cleaning up around the house. Maybe it's because of all the extra time, but I'm doing a lot more cleaning around the house, and everything is like pristine clean now, which I haven't done extensive cleaning in like more than several months. So I think the extra time, as well as that I get that motivation to do things that I was putting off. So perhaps it's that the dopamine recovery where you're doing difficult things again that you didn't have motivation for before. And hopefully this fasting is helping with that, perhaps. Um, I feel like I'm a little sharper when I'm interacting with people as well, verbally, and I just feel more calm when I'm talking to people, not as anxious. Um, I feel like when before the fast, I would be pretty anxious and sometimes get overly like agitated or um, just have mood swings, especially with social situations. But now it's more like, I think more compassion, more relaxed. I don't really feel the need to like um, overpower anyone or so. I think that's good. I just feel more alert and more composed as well overall. And I definitely feel my belly fat is slowly reducing. It's still there. It's definitely a pork belly 삼겹살 situation, but hopefully in the next few weeks those will go away. My hair is getting longer, as you can see. Um, One thing that I didn't want to talk about today is that a lot of the world's problems perhaps are related to how us human beings, and really 7 billion of us, can't self-restrain ourselves in various urges. So if you think about food and fasting, the reason why perhaps the obesity and diabetes epidemic is becoming more prevalent all over the world, especially in America, is that we cannot control our desire to overeat, and especially overeat unhealthy foods like all kinds of meat, fried foods, French fries, you name it. And there's so much commercial that arouses our desires on TV and that's YouTube. It's very understandable, but I think it becomes more and more important to really focus on that our urges are not to be just go out of control. We can't just eat anything we want. There's that treat yourself culture, indulgence culture sometimes, and sometimes celebrities even endorse it that being overweight is okay. But in a way, I disagree with that. I think as we control our urge to overeat, and it'll just add to our life longevity, our overall health, and our mental well-being. So really, I think at the bottom, at the end of the day, I think it's a fight against your self-discipline. So as long as you can, and there's so many people more self-disciplined than I am. I know this one guy on YouTube who just ate broccoli and chicken and oatmeal just every day for how many years, and he is fit as like a god. And so maybe I can't be as that, but I can at least strive towards that, and I hope to do that. And I was thinking that other urges that we can't control sometimes as human beings, like envy and greed. I feel like greed is what leads us to exploit other people, try to take advantage of other people, and steal from other people instead of like us living in harmony. And envy is something that really makes us over competitive and tries to harm other people as well. Um, so I felt like self-discipline is needed in those areas mentally as well, and not just the overeating urge that we have. And lust, obviously, the sexual urge is very important for us to restrain, in my opinion. I've mentioned it a little bit before, but I am following this ancient practice that basically says that when we don't waste the energy that we have in ourselves through um, expenditure of sexual energy, we get to harness that and really transmutate that into different ways. So I do believe in that, and I've seen it come true in my own life, and it definitely helps with self-discipline as well. So as long as you're staying away from kind of sexual urges and sexual thoughts and sexual acts, I feel more self-disciplined. I feel more compassionate towards other people, and I feel more creative as well. So those are certain things that I'm thinking about that I want to share with you. Most of these were kind of private thoughts, but I have a lot of time on my hands, so I have nothing to lose, I guess. Bye, everyone. Tomorrow's day 8, and happy Sunday. Praise to God.